What's up, everyone? This is the Raw Truth coming at you with another video. And the videos that I'll be making are inspired by the passion that I have for my community, the love that I have for my community, the understanding of the problems of what's going on in our community, and the vast majority of time, we don't like to discuss issues until something happens. Like either somebody gets robbed, somebody gets raped, somebody get gunned down, somebody dies, and those are the times that I've always seen people come out and then wanting to speak on it when it's too late. I'm sick and tired of the too late. I'm sick and tired of every single time, when something could be preventive and the action take place where somebody gets hurt or killed, then that's when we come to want to talk about the issues. And I notice whenever we talk about the issues, we don't get to the root of the issues. We don't break down the issues to the lowest common denominator to understand what can be done about it or how to prevent future catastrophes. So I'm labeling this, topic as a baby mama. Yes, baby mamas. Why am I saying baby mamas? Because baby mamas uh, is the highest crime rate comes from baby mamas. Here's what you have to understand. According to stats, women who are single and raising kids, crime is off the chain. It's off the hook. Now, when people look at the crimes, they make a blanket statement. What I mean by that, they want to paint the problem with the same paintbrush instead of understanding where that problem or that issue is coming from. Because our women are so violent, they can't think logical whatsoever. Because black women are illogical. They're so illogical that it hides their hypocrisy and it also hides their accountability and responsibility. Because, as I said in the previous video, this system rewards their irresponsibility and it strips them from their accountability. So, without those two main factors, then there can never be logical in their minds and their hearts, thus raising these kids that we see today. Now, when you look at baby mamas, let's break that down. Over 74% of homes are fatherless. Why are they fatherless? Just like previous video that I've made, one no good man is fathering too many children by all these women. So it's only a small minority of men. And what happens in these households is the child begins to grow up and he takes on the role of his mother. Now the mother, when you look in the street, how many times you see the woman acting a damn fool? How many times do you see the sister acting out, going from 0 to 100 miles an hour in seconds? How many times have you seen something so petty that they draw on it, and keep drawing on it until they what? Start fighting. You can go to YouTube. You can go and just Google black women fighting. And there are host and host of videos because they cannot control their temper. They cannot control their attitude. They cannot control their mind. They can't control themselves. They cannot control themselves at all. So whenever that boy is growing up in a household that is uncontrolled, a household that is out of order, how in the hell, somebody tell me, how in the hell can that boy grow up to be an in order man? See, it goes hand in hand. The hand that you dealt with is the hand that you play. And baby mamas have always, always, always been a huge factor. You want to know why that boy who grew up to be a man knocked that woman out and took her purse, because look at what our sisters are doing, knocking a man out the house to take his purse through child support. You see, the behaviors that black women have, it mimics in their sons. It mimics in them. Case in point, I brought up earlier, you could be walking down the street, see two women talking, and next thing you know it, they're in each other's face arguing. Doesn't that sound like what men is doing today? Getting up each other's face, and the first thing they want to do is do violence upon you. You can't, I myself, and you yourself, I know, cannot have a logical conversation with these people unless it leads to something violent or something violent being said. How many times? I mean, think about it. Mother grew up spoiled by the system. Got her Section 8, she got her car, she got her education, she got everything that she wants for having children out of wedlock. So it creates her a bubble around her of her being spoiled. Well, what do you think these men is doing today? They're spoiled themselves. Why? Because normally in households, the boy is either getting beat like crazy and being abused because the mother hate his father. So in return, the boy grow up and feel like he ain't shit. So therefore, he ain't shit and he will never be shit until he breaks out of that. Or number two, what's number two? The mother calls him and tells him that he is the head of the house. That's the little man right there. So he's walking in a role that he was never qualified in. So as he grow up, he think he a man. He think he all of that when he's still a little boy, regardless of whether he's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Uh-oh. While I'm going to 60, because you won't believe the 60 and 70-year-old men who act just as trifling and worse than the young ones. On a cane, some even have one arm. Always want to talk about fighting and knocking somebody out. That goes back to what's going on in the household, that how they grew up with single mothers. It was single mothers back then too. It wasn't as much as it is now. It's worse, but they did have single mothers back then, and you could tell, based on the attitude of that person, of that boy or of that man. So whenever you're looking at these situations where the man is going out there and wreaking havoc on the community, look what's going on at home. I mean, how many times have the little boy who may drop his ice cream get blasted across the face? See, all of this plays a factor in that little boy's psyche. The third problem that's going on is mothers are treating their sons as that's their man. No, that's your son. That's not your man. You know what I'm saying? Playing in his hair. It's like the mother's courting the son. That's sick. That's perverted. So that's saying mixed signals to her son. And next thing you know it, her son's out there doing the same thing. So what am I getting at? I'm getting at baby mamas are a major threat to our community. These men are not going to come logical. They will want to fight you and hurt you. They will want to take your money. Sounds familiar? They want to dress in the finest outfit. Sounds familiar? Now, brothers, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of y'all's in this style. As a matter of fact, one of the YouTubers that that I talk with, the Obscenity social media network. Yeah, I converse with him, and he's into style himself, but he's not going to have that style really define him because he defines the style. You have to define yourself by your actions and your works because the style itself don't. It's like I tell a lot of people, and to digress a little bit, I always talk to people, and people always talking about men walking around with their pants sagging off their behind. They look like criminals. But ask yourself, what do a criminal look like? Because all you got to do is go to look at your Senate, go look at your government. They got the best suits, and they're the biggest criminals ever. What makes a criminal? A criminal is a person that thinks in his mind, and when you think in your mind what you're going to do or who you are, and already define who you are as being a criminal, then you go out there and complete that act. So being a criminal is already made up in your heart. You just have to manifest it through your actions. So who's a criminal? Now, out of these homes that are fatherless are the biggest criminals. Again, look at Chicago. Chicago, they call it Chirac. It is in shambles. That communities are in shambles because everywhere single mothers go, crime goes up. And it cannot be refuted. When fathers are single, have their children in their custody, crime is almost non existent. I wonder why. Because he brings that logic to that child, and that logic to that child holds him accountable and responsible for his actions. So he's able to think clearly. She's able to think clearly. Yes, because even daughters himself, who was raised by herself, that is raised by her father, knows how to treat a man. These women and these single black mothers, they don't know how to treat a man. Look at the men they laid up with to get the children in the first place. And then all of a sudden, oh, your father ain't shit, but you laid down with them. Why? Because you didn't want to have a quality man. You just wanted a man so you can have a baby and get paid off of it because you didn't really care about the kids in the first place. We know that because the first time you get mad, what y'all women say? Brothers, what do the women say whenever they get mad at you? Oh, I'll take you to court. I'll take you to court. Why? To get that child support and money. And again, that is a quality of the boys who's coming out of the single mothers' homes. Oh, really? Oh, really? I'll take your life. I'll take your life. See, it. The behaviors that these boys are doing are mimicking their mothers, and their mothers are monsters. I mean, there's no plainer way to say this is the raw truth. You black women, y'all beast, y'all monsters, and look at what y'all did. But you will blame the man, but you won't blame yourself for opening up your damn legs. I mean, just think about it. When you look at, even in the Bible, when you study the Bible in Genesis, in the book of Genesis 2 and Genesis 3, it lets you know that Adam and the woman sinned in the Garden of Eden. But both Adam and the woman got judged. As a matter of fact, when you look at it, I kind of laugh in Genesis 3, verses 15 down to 17. The serpent got judged first, then the woman, then the man. So, yes, woman, you will get judged. You're getting judged right now. So judgment is a formulated opinion. This is not hateful. This is not a hate smear campaign on the sisters at all. No. This is telling a sister what she has done wrong. See, if you want to talk about loving your sister or loving black women, the greatest love a black man like myself can do for my sisters is to love them so much to correct them so they can do better. So I want everybody, to leave your comments, leave your opinions, they're welcome, your death threats, I don't care. I want to hear what you think about baby mamas. Do you see what I see, or do you see something else that you want to extend on? I'm eager to hear it. Again, I am the raw truth, and this is my video. And for everybody, peace.